All right, I'm going to tell you how you can purchase a tax lien property with no money down. Check this out. So every single year, municipalities have what is known as tax auctions. You've probably heard of it before. All these properties that didn't pay taxes the year before go on the courthouse steps and are auctioned off to investors or anybody willing to pay the taxes. The main reason why that is because municipalities earn their income from property taxes. That's how they pay the mayor, the firefighters, the police department, the school systems. That's where their income comes from. It comes from me and you property owners. And so again, when you do not pay your taxes, that means the city is now running at a deficit and they don't have the income that they need in order to pay their bills. So that's why these tax auctions come up, and that's why you and I have the opportunity to go and invest in these and buy what is known as a lien. And a lien is just a claim to something. It's not describing real property, it's describing personal property, okay? So you don't own the property, you just own a claim to something, right? So what I'm getting at is when the property is auctioned off, you now just pay the back taxes and you're now collecting guaranteed interest. Now, depending upon what state that you're in and even what county that you're in, it's going to be different on the amount of interest that you own and then actually when you can take, ownership of the property, or at least you can go and, begin doing improvements to the property. There's a lot of different rules. I'm focusing specifically in Alabama. But what I do that's a little bit differently is I actually don't mix around with the courthouse steps. I don't go downtown and bid on properties against all these hedge funds and these REITs. What you can actually do in Alabama is you can go to what is called the Alabama Department of Revenue site, ador.gov, and you can go and click tax delinquent properties or properties that have not been paid. And you can bid against nobody. You can create a monopoly. So what I ended up doing is I've gone online, I've found the parcel number. I like to work in Jefferson County, which is where Birmingham is. Last year, there was like 29,000 parcels that were delinquent in taxes. So there's tons of opportunity. If you're just trying to get started, check out, again, ador.gov, and you can find all these parcels that are on there that are all delinquent. You can go and essentially bid against nobody. So what you do is you type in your information, you submit for a price notice. Again, that doesn't bind you to anything. All it does is the state's going to send you a email, and it's going to say, hey, you got 10 days to send us money in for this thing. You don't even have to even send us a cashier's check anymore. They collect credit cards online. So you buy the back taxes. Immediately, they're going to email you, or they're going to actually mail you their actual tax deed. You can pay an attorney to go down or even like a notary, like $100 to go and record and assess the tax lien in your name. Now, in Alabama, if the property is vacant, you can go take immediate possession of this property, okay? So what I'll do is I'll go and find these properties that are vacant. I do my due diligence. I run around, make sure the parcel matches up with on that county website to make sure that I'm buying the right one. Because believe it or not, I bought the wrong one in the past. It hasn't burned me, but you lose like $3,000 because you buy the wrong one. But what I'm done is I go find this vacant property. Again, I assess and I record the deed in my name. And if it's vacant, then I can take immediate possession. So what I go do is I go and change the utilities. I put them in my name. I change the locks on the doors, and I stick a rent-to-own sign in the front of the yard. Why do I do that? Because now I'm going to get 30 calls in the very first day. And not to mention, too, you clean everything out and you mow and edge the yard. I'm talking edge because it looks like actually somebody cares and someone's living there and wants to, rent it out. You will get 30 people to call you in the very first day to rent. So what you do is you say you give them a rent-to-own option, because most of these people that are looking to rent-to-own don't have the best credit for whatever reason, so they can't borrow from a traditional bank. So what you do is you offer them the ability to rent to own from you. So they have what is called a lease option. It's two separate documents. You got a lease, and they can purchase that option for like $5,000, right? So what I'll do, again, let's say the back taxes that I bought were $4,000, and to clean everything up, mow, edge, everything was $1,000. I go and get $5,000 non-refundable down payment from my tenant. Now again, I paid $5,000. I made $5,000. I'm in this deal for zero money now. And now every single month, I'm making $500 a month in rent. And then over those 3 years in Alabama, what you can actually do is file for what is called a quiet title action. And quiet title, distilled down as simply as I can say, is it's basically going in front of the judge. The judge says, speak now, forever hold your peace. If you've got claim to this property, speak up and say it right now. But remember, that property was sold to the state like years ago. So nobody's going to show up. The judge will stamp what's called a warranty deed on that property, meaning that he wipes away all the liens all the issues and all the clouds that were on the title. And now you've got first position claim. You own the property now. It's no longer a lien. It's actual ownership. And then at that point, what I do is I go and sell these properties to the people that are renting from me. So before they gave me $5,000 down, I tell these guys, look, you can buy this property for whatever amount that it appraises for. Now that because the banks are happy because I'm going to be able to give them a first position lien on the property, the banks are like, hey, no problem. We'll lend you money. The appraisal is $50,000. These guys go and borrow traditionally from a bank, and I get a check for $50,000, and I was in the deal for no money. That's exactly what you can do with tax lien property, at least in the state of Alabama, simply because there's no rules. You can do whatever you want with these properties. You don't have to wait around. You don't have to just hope and collect interest. You can take immediate action with these things. So if you're interested to learn more about how you can buy Alabama tax lien properties, do creative deals with no money down, and make massive capital gains on the back end, click the link in my